Hello dear students, welcome to the exciting world of Chemistry Lab. As your higher secondary students, you are supposed to do some Chemistry Lab experiments. It includes some volumetric analysis, some cation analysis, some anion analysis, etc. So today we are going to deal with this cation and anion analysis. For that, we will be provided with some salt and we have to identify the cations and anions in it. For that, we have to perform some tests. That is a preliminary test and a confirmatory test based on this. We can identify them by some test. Initially, a preliminary test is conducted and then we can confirm it by another test. So, now let's get into familiar with some of the laboratory equipments. Okay, for salt analysis, we need equipments like test tube holder, wash glass, spatula, glass rod, burner and wash bottle. This is the test tube. This is test tube holder, spatula, glass rod, wash glass. This is wash bottle and this is the burner.
Let's begin with the analysis of the anions. The anions include carbonate, acetate, chlorate, nitrate and sulfate. So now let us begin with the experiment to determine the presence of carbonate. A test tube is taken and a given salt is added into the test tube. Then a little dilute hydrochloric acid is added into the test tube. A brisk effervescence is formed. This effervescence is formed with the evolution of a colorless and odorless gas. From these, we can infer that the anion formed is the carbonate. A little of the given salt is taken in a wash glass and is rubbed with dilute sulfuric acid. We can feel the smell of vinegar. From this, we can identify the presence of acetate. We had already identified the presence of carbonate and acetate. Now, we are going to identify the presence of the third anion. The given salt is taken into a test tube and a little concentrated sulfuric acid is added into the same test tube. Then the test tube is heated carefully. After heating the test tube, a colorless, pungent smelling gas fuming in moist air is formed. Now, dip a glass rod in ammonium hydroxide solution and is shown to the mouth of the test tube. Dense white fumes are obtained. From this, we can identify the presence of chloride. Now we are going to identify the presence of the fourth anion. For that, the given salt is added to the test tube and to the test tube a little concentrated sulfuric acid is added. Then the test tube is heated carefully. To the warm solution, a paper bowl is added. reddish brown vapors are evolved. From these, we can identify the presence of nitrate. Now we are going to identify the presence of the last anion. For that, the given salt is taken into a test tube and barium chloride solution is added to the test tube. A white precipitate. From these, we can identify. From these, we can identify the presence of the sulfate.
Now, we are going to identify the presence of cations which belongs to different groups. Group 0 contains the cation ammonium. Group 1 contains the cation lead. Group 3 contains aluminium. Group 4 contains the cation zinc. And group 5 contains two cations, barium and calcium. Now, we are going to identify the presence of cations in the 0 group, that is the ammonium.
A little of the given salt is taken into a test tube and sodium carbonate solution is added into it. Now precipitate is obtained. From these, we can identify the presence of ammonium. Now we are going to identify the cations in group 1. For that, a little of the given salt is taken in the test tube and a little dilute hydrochloric acid is added into it. A white crystalline precipitate is obtained. From this, we can identify that presence of lead. The given salt is taken into a test tube and solid ammonium chloride is added into it. To the test tube, ammonium hydroxide is also added. A white gelatinous precipitate is obtained. From these, we can identify the presence of aluminium. Now we are going to identify the presence of group 5 cations. For this, the given salt is taken into a test tube and ammonium chloride is added into it. After adding ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide is added to the same test tube. Following ammonium carbonate. A white precipitate is obtained. Thus, we can identify the presence of group 5 cations. To identify the cations present in group 5, the following test is conducted. The given salt is taken in a test tube and acetic acid is added into the test tube. Then add potassium chromate solution. Yellow precipitate is formed. Thus, we can identify the presence of barium. Next, we are identifying the presence of calcium, and for identifying the presence of calcium, the following test is done. The given salt is taken in a test tube and acetic acid is added into the same test tube, followed by potassium chromate solution. No yellow precipitate is obtained. From this, we can identify the presence of calcium.
Let's do the salt analysis. This is the salt which contain both cation and anion. We have to identify the cation and anion by doing preliminary test and confirmatory test. Now let us begin the analysis.
A little of the given salt is taken in a test tube and dilute hydrochloric acid is added into it. No brisk effervescence is observed in the solution, which indicates the absence of carbonate. Now we can do the second test, in which a little of the solution is rubbed with dilute sulfuric acid. Now we can do the second test, in which a little of the salt is taken and it is rubbed with dilute sulfuric acid. We cannot feel the smell of vinegar, which indicates the absence of acetate. Now a little of the given salt solution is taken in a test tube and concentrated sulfuric acid is added into it. Then the test tube is heated carefully. We can see the formation of a colorless, pungent smelling gas which fumes in moist air. Now, ammonium hydroxide solution is taken and a glass rod is dipped into it. Now, the glass rod is shown to the mouth of the test tube. Dense white fumes are again obtained, which indicates the presence of chloride in the salt. We identified the presence of the anions only by the preliminary test. Now we have to confirm the presence of the anions through the confirmatory test, which we are performing it now. A little of the given salt is taken in a test tube and dilute nitric acid is added into the test tube. To the same test tube, few drops of silver nitrate solution is also added. Now a white curdy precipitate is obtained in the test tube. From these we can confirm the presence of chloride in the salt. A little of the given salt is taken in a test tube and sodium carbonate solution is added into the test tube. No precipitate is observed in the test tube, which from these we can identify the presence of ammonia. By conducting preliminary tests, we identified the presence of group 0 ammonium in the given salt. Now we have to confirm the presence of ammonium by conducting confirmatory test for ammonium. And for this, a little of the salt is taken in a test tube and to the solution add 2 drops of Nessler's reagent. We can observe the formation of a brown precipitate in the test tube, which indicates the presence of ammonium in the test tube. From these, we can confirm that the cation present in the salt is ammonium. So the result of the analysis is the given salt is ammonium chloride.